Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how I use my Icon Airbrush system by Luminess Air. This includes the stylus, the compressor, and the cap. So first things first, grab your favorite illuminating primer and gently massage that in all over your face. So I got a little excited here, not going to use the X out yet. First thing I'm going to do is my concealer. I'm using the shade Buff in the Nude Illusion Concealer. I use this just to give myself a little extra oomph to those areas that I have darker pigmentation, and it just really does the job. So the one and only tool that I'm going to use other than the airbrush system is going to be my Kaya brush from Fancii. It's my absolute favorite. It's a 3-in-1 brush that has a powder brush, a sponge, and then an eyeshadow brush. So I'm using the sponge here with a few spritzes of my favorite rose water, and I did that damp underneath my eyes to just blend that out. Now, turn your Luminess compressor on, grab your stylus. That is called the well. That's where you're gonna put your product, okay? So first product we're gonna use as a base to kind of buff everything out and even out a little bit is called the X Out. I'm using the shade medium here because I do have a spray tan on. So use 2 to 6 drops. Use circular motions all around your face. This is going to give you even coverage. Go about 4 to 6 inches from your face and only pull back a smidge on your stylus. There are 3 marks on your stylus. The first mark is basically going to do the job for you to get all those goodies out. So I always have a old rag or washcloth next to my vanity to give me a little extra area to spray any excess that I have after I'm done with my step. So next step, I'm going to use my Mystic Airbrush Foundation, highly concentrated liquid formula. Again, I'm using circular motions all over my face and down into my neck to blend it. I use a combination of shade 2 and shade 3 because of course I'm in between colors because I am spray tanned. This stuff is absolutely incredible. Mystic is the fullest coverage of the foundations, and it is by far my favorite. Covers up all sunspots, freckles, acne scarring, you name it. Now, one of my favorite products ever is the Glow. And this, you only use about 2 to 3 drops. This is to brighten under your eyes mainly. I use it in my T-zone, on my chin, and really anywhere that I see a scar or a little discoloration or somewhere that I need to correct something, that's where I'll use it. But it really, really, really brightens that under eye so beautifully and naturally looking. Next, I'm going to grab, actually, it's the Brow and Root Touch Up. I'm grabbing the shade Brown. It's a great neutral shade to actually do my contouring with. As you can see, where I usually would do contour and use a brush, I'm actually just using my stylus. And something that I have noticed is since I'm new to this, I've only been using this about a week and a half, believe it or not, sometimes I can be a little too close or have some harsher lines. So I'll just go in, I'll grab my Kaya brush, I will grab the powder brush side of it and just buff it out. Super simple. Next, one of my favorites, again, is the bronzer. This is the matte bronzer. There is an illuminating bronzer. This is the matte bronzer. I use it all over my face to warm up the rest of my face to match the rest of my spray tan. Now for blush. Oh, you guys, this stuff is incredible. 1 to 2 drops gives me the exact color I need. And there's several different shades to choose from. This is the shade Tulip. Now you see me looking down, I'm actually spraying any leftover into that old washcloth that I have sitting next to me. Now, this is actually called the Luminess Air Illuminator in the shade Love. Use 2 to 3 drops and I put it on the apples of my cheeks and right on my nose, the tip of my nose, and it is absolute perfection for that perfect glow. Now, this is gonna blow your mind. This is the brows. Guys, there are 8 to 10 different stencils. I chose stencil number 2. It's the one that best matches my natural brow. I don't wax, I don't pluck or tweeze or anything like that. So number 2 is the one that matches my brow the most. How easy is that, you guys? Literally no skill involved, seriously. Now, I have to clean off the template with my washcloth and flip it over and do the other brow. You guys, I seriously, like, when I say this is brows for dummies, I mean it. Now, I'm actually going in and tweaking this one a little bit because the other one had a better arch, so I made this one have a better arch too. So simple. I'm using the sponge just in between my brows because I wiped my fingers in between there and got some overspray on there. Not a big deal. I'm just using a brow artist brush to just kind of make the inner corners a little more natural looking and fade those out. That's all I did. It is that simple. Literally brows in under 25 seconds. And I'm grabbing my buff concealer again and I'm going right underneath because there is nothing I love more than a clean, crisp, bright under brow bone. So simple, you guys, like so simple. And for my brow color, the blonde is a little too light, so I actually mix a couple of drops of blonde and a couple of drops of brown. Next, I'm grabbing my Lion King palette, which is absolutely incredibly stunning, by Sir John, and I'm grabbing the shade Landscape. It is a beautiful copper penny color. You can't go wrong. Love, love, love it. I'm just grabbing my little eye brush, my Kaya eye brush, and applying it wet because I used a little bit of the rose water to apply it wet, and it gives it a beautiful metallic finish, like incredible, out of this world. Grabbing my ring finger, dabbing it in the Landscape shade, and just blending it upward into my crease. Literally the easiest eye you would ever do in your life. Next, lashes. So I grabbed my lash curler, absolute favorite. Grab your favorite over at CVS or wherever you want to grab one. There's one on the Luminess site. It's absolutely amazing. But I just so happen to have this one handy. And I grabbed my Distraction mascara. This is one of my favorite mascaras I've ever used. The spoolie of the mascara is what makes it so incredible. I can get those teeny tiny little baby hair lashes that are super close to the inner corner of my eye because of how this silicone spoolie is shaped. It's incredible. A lot of times I will actually put my falsies on, and it absolutely just enhances everything. I love it. Now, grab your favorite nude lip liner and the Alluring Lip and Eye Compact. Now, something I do is I grab the pearlescent shade in that and put it on the inner corners of my eyes to brighten my face. Gives me, like, literally makes me look so much more awake than I am. Put a little bit on my Cupid's bow, and then I grab that nude coral shade in the lip side of the compact and apply that, and it is so creamy, but it ends up drying matte and it stays on all day. Now, I'm going to go through the products again. This is the Icon Airbrush system. All the products that I used. You've got the Mystic Foundation, the Love Illuminator, the Glow Brightener, the Bronzer, the Brow and Root Touch-Up, and of course, this incredibly gorgeous Lion King palette. And can't forget the Alluring Lip and Eye Compact. And of course, my favorite brush,